Hey friends, this is Wendy. I'm so excited that you're here with me on the Honeybee channel. We are going to be using the On the Range stamp set and wood frame builder dies, and we are also going to be using some Copic markers and ink to create a fun sunset background. This stamp set is really cool. It's got all these awesome Western elements that you can use to create a really cool scene. And what I was thinking of when I was going to make a card with this is I was thinking how this looked like a beautiful photo of two people riding off into the sunset together, almost a little past dusk when it's kind of getting dark. And so the wood frames are going to be used to create exactly that, a frame. And we're going to frame this scene to really make it feel like a photo on a piece of paper. So I'm going to stamp this twice with Honeybee Intense Black ink. Intense Black ink from Honeybee Stamps is Copic safe, and I am going to use my Copic markers today. I do want to just say I am not a Copic marker expert. If you are looking for expert level coloring, I would say you definitely need to watch Kelly Taylor's videos that are here on Honeybee. I'm more of what I would consider a novice to intermediate colorist. So I think that you have to do something for many, 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 many years and hours and all of that to be considered an expert. And I have been coloring with Copics for a long time, but maybe I'm a slow learner. Maybe that's it. I did have some big wins creating this card, but I also had a couple boo-boos. And so we're going to talk about those, and I'm going to show them to you as we go through making the card here today. I always like to clean my stamps before I put them away. So I just spritz them with a stamp cleaner while they're still in my MISTI, and then I remove them and put them back where they belong. I find that this helps preserve my stamps, and I don't have to worry about them getting icky. And every once in a while I do some sort of purge where I get rid of some of my stamps, and I don't want to pass along stamps that are dirty. So here we are going to be using the E9, E7, E5, and E39, E37, E35, and E33 markers to create this kind of wood finish. I wanted it to look like wood, and I wanted it to have a highlight in the middle. So I'm starting at my edges are dark, and then I'm moving to the center with my lighter colors and just repeating that as I go. I feel like this is a great way to have beautiful wood frame when you're finished. I cut a mask to put over the top of my stamped image, and now I'm going in with squeezed lemonade, picked raspberry, what did I use here? The words are escaping me. I used Chip Sapphire on the outside, Blueprint Sketch, that's what I used. And I'm just going in and I'm trying to create this kind of sunset scene. If you've ever noticed, usually a sunset is lighter the further down and darker further up. And I even end up adding some stars to this to really make it feel like a finished scene. Now, this is where we're going to talk about a couple of things. Here I am getting the frame all put on. Once I got the frame put on, I actually traced the outside of the frame, and then we're going to cut away cardstock. And I'm following those lines that you see here where I traced around that frame. So I just used low tack sticky tape to put the frame on and get it in place, and then I went around the edges and trimmed down this piece so that when I put the frame on, it'll look like the photo fits in the frame. Once I get this all trimmed down, I am going to be able to glue the frame on, but before I do that, I am going to color the scene with Copic markers. Now, here's where some decisions could have been different possibly. I'll be really honest, I kind of love this scene without it being colored. Is that weird? Okay, so I didn't do that because I needed to run this by you guys. Maybe you can let me know if you like this black and white or if you like it colored in. I would love to know. So I'm going to color it all in, and then I am going to use a darker gray marker. I think I use a C7 or a C5. I can't remember which. And I glaze over the top of everything because I'm leaving little areas where I didn't put the glaze because I'm trying to give the illusion that this is backlit. The light is coming up in front of them, so behind them would actually be dark. It wouldn't be light. And so I tried to use that technique and do that technique. I'm not exactly sure how successful I was. I also tried to leave some white highlights kind of around the edges of the horses just to make it look like there was light hitting. Again, not quite sure I accomplished my ultimate goal here. I think that I could do this card again and do it better. But I like showing you this because I want you guys to know that we all have different skill sets, and there's no skill set that's right or wrong. You do not have to be an expert to share your craft. You don't have to be perfect at something. First of all, nobody's perfect, but you don't have to know here's where I'm adding those shadows. So see there how like the edge of his shirt looks lighter now? I think I might actually have needed to go in with even a darker marker. But anyway, nobody's an expert, nobody's perfect, and I have to tell you, well, I guess there are some people that are experts. I take that back. But you don't have to be an expert and you don't have to be perfect in your craft to share it. And that is one thing I have to say that I really, really love about Honeybee is that I have not ever had a single person make me feel bad or like I am not good enough. And that is pretty rare, if I'm being honest. I think that oftentimes there's comparisons and different things like that happen. And I've always just felt like, when it comes to Honeybee, I went to their retreat and their retreat was amazing. I wish they had one every year. And I just felt so loved and embraced. So anyway, here on this card, I went ahead and stamped and colored and die cut the two horseshoes and a lasso to add to the edges of this frame because I felt like the frame was just a little bit plain and needed a little something something. So I added these guys, and then I'm going to stamp a sentiment. Now let's talk about this sentiment really quick because I want to share this information with you guys. I stamped the sentiment that says, there it is, love is their lasso, forever tying them together. This Saddle Up stamp set has been taken down off the Honeybee site, and I just want to let you know that it will be coming back. There just had a spelling error, so just so you know. Anyway, all the products will be linked below the video. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day and a wonderful 4th of July weekend, and I'll talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye.